Have you heard the buzz? The FedNow service is officially here. This new instant payment rail is a game changer in the payments world, and that means big things for your credit union. So, let's take a look at the fact and fiction behind the long-awaited and now readily available FedNow Service. The FedNow Service is the same thing as central bank digital currency, otherwise known as CBDC. Fact or fiction? This is definitely fiction. The FedNow Service isn't a type of currency at all. It's simply a new payment rail for transferring funds instantly. CBDC, on the other hand, is a digital variety of currency that is specific to a given country and is controlled by the respective central bank. It can be used as a substitute for cash and other types of government-issued currency. But that's not at all the way FedNow Service works. It's not a substitute for any type of existing currency, and it won't change how those types of currency are used. The FedNow Service is simply another payment rail for transferring immediate or instant funds, similar to faster payments via same-day ACH or credit cards. The FedNow Service offers sending, receiving, and settlement services. Fact or fiction? Fact! The FedNow system, like ACH and other payment rails, has the capabilities to send a credit transfer and/or receive a credit transfer. These are capabilities your credit union can offer to your members. You can choose to just receive, just send, or do both. Make sure you work with your service provider to establish a point of connection, whether through your corporate credit union, your core processor, or the Fed directly, to set up the proper access based on your institution's needs. Just like ACH, you have the option to choose where you would like to settle your FedNow transactions, whether directly to your Fed account or with a correspondent, such as Vizo Financial. Because the FedNow service is run through the Federal Reserve, the government will have access to your accounts to track your money. Fact or fiction? Don't be fooled. The FedNow service is certainly not a way for the government to track your money, spending, savings, etc. It's true that the service is run by the Federal Reserve, but it's simply a new payment rail to transfer funds instantly. As such, the same rules apply as they would to other rails. AKA, the government cannot monitor or interfere with your accounts. And, as we just talked about, they are not able to take money from your account because it's a credit-only system. So rest easy. Your members' money is firmly in their control with the FedNow service. The FedNow service is not just a faster payment system, but an instant one. Fact or fiction? This may be one of the most fun, or at least the most appealing facts about the FedNow service. It truly is instant and can expedite certain payments your members so anxiously await. Some use cases include tax refunds or Social Security payments. But what do we mean by instant? Seconds. Payments only take a matter of seconds with the FedNow service. That is a huge selling point for your individual and business members, especially for those highly anticipated payments. Be sure to share that little tidbit with your members. The FedNow service is only available in the United States. Fact or fiction? Yes, it is a fact that the FedNow service is only relevant to individuals and businesses within the US. That's of now, anyway. The service is tied to the Federal Reserve, which is our country's central bank, which means it only works throughout the US at this point in time. That means it can't be used to send or receive payments for individuals overseas or to businesses that operate outside the US borders. Whether it goes international in the future remains to be seen. But you can be certain Vizo Financial will be watching. The FedNow service can replace cash and other forms of currency. Fact or fiction? If you remember earlier in this video, we mentioned that the FedNow service is not a type of currency, but a new payment rail for moving funds, similar to ACH or checks, which are also methods of moving funds. That makes this statement 100% fiction. The FedNow service is by no means an alternative type of currency and cannot be used in place of cash. The FedNow service is just like the other instant payment apps. Fact or fiction? This is a bit of a tricky one, but it's fiction. While for the member, the process seems similar to Zelle's and Venmo's of the world, the FedNow service is an instant payment rail, not an application. Zelle and Venmo are simply apps that bring real-time payments to consumers. They don't represent the new instant payment rail, which is what the FedNow service is. For this reason, your credit union, and by association, your members can't access the FedNow service by simply downloading an app. You must be connected to the service through a service provider in order to make the FedNow service available. In addition, there are other clear differences between any other real-time payment solution and the FedNow service. 1. The FedNow service is a product of the Federal Reserve, our central bank, which means it can be utilized 24/7, 365. For this same reason, it can also be a source for sending or receiving payments from the government, like those tax refund use cases we talked about before. The FedNow service offers a higher limit for faster payments than any other payment rail may offer. That limit is $500,000, by the way, although the default for new institutions is $100,000, but you can change that as you see fit. Vizo Financial will be offering the FedNow service to credit unions. Fact or fiction? We saved the best for last. It is a fact that Vizo Financial is now offering the FedNow service to our credit unions. We're happy to share that we recently completed our testing and certification through the Federal Reserve, along with our payment provider, to be a correspondent provider. That means we're able to provide any credit union, including yours, with a connection to access the FedNow service for receiving and/or settling instant payments, with send capabilities coming later. Well, there you have it. All the FedNow service buzz broken down into facts, debunked fiction, and all the must-know information for your credit union and your members. We hope you're even more excited for the FedNow service and instant payments.